my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel. And today's video is going to be my spoiler-free review for Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo. I will have the content warnings for this book linked down below in the description, and let's go ahead and get into it. This takes place in the 1950s in San Francisco's Chinatown, and it follows our main character who realizes that she is in love with another girl under the neon sign of a lesbian bar known as the Telegraph Club. However, due to the time period and the setting, these two girls are not in a safe place to fall in love with one another. And that is especially the case with deportation hovering over our main character's father despite his hard-won citizenship. As Red Scare paranoia threatens everyone, Chinese Americans like our main character included. And we follow these two girls as they risk everything in order for their love to take shape. So to start with the characters, there are two characters specifically that really stood out to me. One is, of course, our main character, Lily, and then the other is Kath. I felt very attached to both of these girls throughout the entire book. And Lily especially, since she is our main character, she's just the type of character that you want good things for. I enjoyed following the exploration of her sexuality, and there's also a lot of character growth, not just related to that, but also just her personality. Her story is difficult and emotional, but it also does have so many beautiful moments along the way. I will say this story does have like a handful of background characters, and if you were a background character in this book, you were in the background. And these characters were unfortunately a little bit more difficult to keep track of and even differentiate at times. But I do think that that might be my only complaint about this book. As for the romance, I really like them together. They're very easy to ship and to root for. I think they have some really beautiful moments together, and again, this is set in the 1950s where there's a lot of ugliness around them. Like, this story and these two girls just captured my entire heart. And speaking of the story, let's go ahead and start talking more about that now. I do think that this book is very character-based. It's very focused in on Lily, from her career path to the romance to her family and friends. And not only does it dive into sexuality from the 1950s, but it also does dive into the many different struggles that Chinese Americans face, from racism to the Red Scare. And even though this book is set in the 1950s, there are definitely things that happen in this book that are still reflected in today's society, which was scary to read. This book also does have a pretty long author's note in the back that talks more about this, and this author's note really also shows how much research, heart, and dedication went into writing this story and went into creating the characters, and I think that this is something that you can really feel while reading. We've already talked about the setting some in this video, and this book does show off the uglier sides of that setting, but it also shows some of the more beautiful sides as well. I also do really love a good quality neon light city setting. It's on this gorgeous cover. It's one of the things that drew me into this book in the first place, and I am so glad that it did. I also really love the writing style, which I kind of knew going in beforehand, because there was like a small paragraph or so that I read somewhere before reading this book, and I loved the writing then, and I still love it now that I've read the whole thing. And overall, I went into this book expecting to love it, and I did, and we love when that actually happens. I know this author has another book that takes place around the time marriage equality was legalized, and I know we get a peek back into the lives of these characters in that book, and I will definitely be reading that book because of that and also more. And I am so excited for that day to come, but for now, I give Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo 5 out of 5 stars. And also, this was my first book of 2023, and it was an amazing start. And now we just, need to keep that going throughout the year. Okay, so that is all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer the question that'll be around here if you want to do that. And hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!